Good morning, my fellow citizens of this country and my fellow senators. Okay. So now we will start the new session of this chamber. But before we start, let us all rise for the singing of the national anthem.
Let us put ourselves in the most holy and loving presence of God, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Lord, I offer my life to you, everything I've been through. Use it for your glory. Lord, I offer my days to you, lifting my praise to you. As a pleasing sacrifice, Lord, I offer you my life. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
So please sit down. Ask the Secretary of the Senate to please make a roll call before we start the session to determine whether or not we have a quorum. There is a presence of a quorum.
Inform this chamber that Mr. Dasco is now ready for his authorship speech about our each bill.
Okay, thank you for your pleasure.
Good morning, everyone. I am pro-Irish Bill. Although I do not contradict the wisdom of the more the merrier, I do not believe in overpopulation, although I believe there is a problem with the population. Intellectual of this house, my worthy opponents, ladies and gentlemen, the ultimate reason why I want Filipinos to gain access to modern birth control methods is that I want every Filipino child to be born into the world with opportunities. Every child is a parent's responsibility. People are saying that babies are being viewed as extra expense and not anymore the romantic bundle of joy. But we have to face the fact that these bundles of joy won't feed themselves. They need to be educated, to be well clothed and roofed. All of these require resources. Yes, babies are adorable. The problem is, I would rather not see a cute, helpless baby face, a future of nothingness, because being the ninth and child in the family, no one could buy him education. Spare him a good spot to sleep on, feed him healthy food. That is inhuman. It's hard to say this, but I would prefer not seeing a baby at all than see a beautiful miracle suffering through life, having less opportunities. And yes, the population cannot affect the economy of a nation. I believe so. But when the population starts to ask from the government when more than it can give, if the population multiplies itself without earning the proper resources to sustain it, the population and the government will turn into mush, and that is exactly what is happening now. Ladies and gentlemen, Senate Bill number 2865, or also known as the Reproductive Health Bill, aims to uphold and promote respect for life, informed choice, birth spacing, and responsible parenthood, in conformity with internationally recognized human rights standards. It also aims to guarantee universal access to medically safe, legal, and quality reproductive health care, and relevant information even as it prioritizes the needs of women and children. My first argument: poverty, high rates of abortion, increasing number of out-of-school youths and children, enlarging discrepancy between the rich and the poor. These are only some of the problems of our country is facing today. RHB will help, if not eliminate, these problems. This bill provides for the creation of an enabling environment for women and couples to make an informed choice regarding the family planning method that is the best suited to their needs and personal convictions. This will help the couple, especially poor ones, to plan their family properly. If the prepared plan is ideal family size was pursued, the couple will be able to raise their children that are well supported, especially in physiological needs. If all the children will be properly supported, out-of-school youths and street children will be lessened. Secondly, this bill also provides mandatory age-appropriate reproductive health education, starting from grade 5 to 4th year high school, to develop the youth into responsible adults. It seeks to quench the youth's curiosity with appropriate information and proper guidance for them, to be knowledgeable about the consequences of sexual curiosity, including unwanted pregnancy that usually lead to abortion. Abortion, which has approximately 560,000, including abortion, which has approximately 560,000 cases a year. Isn't it alarming? With this means, rates of abortion may be reduced. Educating the youth may also reduce incidents of sexual abuse because they will be knowledgeable of the personal boundaries regarding sexual health and sexuality. Reproductive Health Bill provides Filipinos with the information on their reproductive health so they can make informed and intelligent decisions. Lastly, it also provides Filipinos with access to healthcare, facilities, and skilled health professionals. This bill seeks to offer affordable and accessible quality and essential reproductive health care services to Filipinos, particularly the underprivileged women. Before I end my speech, let me clarify all the misinformation regarding the contents and objectives of the bill. This is not a bill that promotes or legalizes abortion. On the contrary, it is for the protection of the unborn along with its mother. This is not a bill that imposes one mode of family planning method at all. Every person will be allowed to choose the method suitable to his needs and based on his religious belief. This is not a bill that imposes a certain family size. This bill will not solve all the problems of the country, like most of the bills filed in the Senate. It is just one measure that will address a particular problem. In this case, it is not the reproductive health of the Filipinos, particularly the woman and her child. This is not a bill that will teach a 9-year-old how to use a condom. Neither does it promote sexual activity among the youth or promote promiscuity among adults. With this, I beg to propose. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Senator. Mr. Palakpak will now offer his anti-RH bill speech. Okay.
Mr. Senate President, audience, senators, especially to our opponent for today's debate, good morning. Thank you, Mr. Dasco, for introducing what RH bill is. But we're just wondering why RH bill is still a bill. Bakit ito hindi pa nakakapasa? Tulad nga ng sabi ninyo, ito ay may mabuting dulot. Kung lubos na mabuti ito, di sana'y matagal na ito naging batas, di ba? Maraming bagay sa RH Bill ang tinututulan ng maraming kongresista. First, the bill includes that the solution to control poverty in the country is to decrease the birth rate. One of the goals of the bill is to give birth control pills or condoms for the poor citizens of our country. But according to NSO or National Statistics Office, our population growth rate is on steady decline. So, how would you say our country is overpopulated? According to Section 10 of the bill, those medicines should be belong on the essentials medicines and supplies of all national and local hospitals and other government health units. Next, RH Bill ay bibigyan ng sex education ang mga bata simula grade 5. All of the students from grade 5 to 4th year will be under sexuality education wherein matutunan nila ang family planning not only in natural way but also by using and studying about birth control pills or condoms. Isasama din sa mga ituturo ang tinatawag nilang safe sex o pagtatalik na hindi nakakabuntis o hindi nakakahawa ng AIDS. Mr. Dasco, you mentioned that RH bill is about healthcare. Then, if the reproductive health bill is for health, why promote oral contraceptive pills when it is known for causing breast and cervical cancer? But government, sasagutin ba ng gobyerno yung mga problema sa kalusugan ang resulta ng RH bill? Bagamat ayon sa RH bill, they will train teachers para iakma ang pagtuturo ng sex education according sa edad ng mga bata. Pero marami pa rin mga magulang ang nababahala dito. Kasi nga, bakit naman grade 5 students ang sisimulan pagturo ng sex education? Samantalang nagsisimula pa lang doon yung puberty stage nila at pag-mature ng kanilang utak. Filipino people need jobs, not reproductive health. To achieve high employment rate, our government needs to do the exact opposite of what's going today. Babaan ng singil ng buwis. Magtayo ng mga trabaho. Yan ang solusyon para hindi tayo maghirap. I don't share the Catholic view on this issue kasi lagi na lang natin naririnig na ang Katoliko anti sa RH bill. If you insist that the only argument this bill is built on religious views, then you're wrong. Tandaan lang natin na hindi ang malaking populasyon ng bansa ang dahilan kung bakit tayo naghihirap dahil ito sa kurap ng gobyerno. That's all. Thank you.
Miss Barameda is now, is Miss Barameda present? So you're now allowed to state your sponsorship speech about RHB.
As we all know, increasing rate of poverty is one of the biggest problem of our government. Unemployment, food, low family incomes are some of the reasons of the increasing rate of poverty. But for me, overpopulation is the major reason of it. Having a big number of family members are the nearby cause of poverty. They cannot endure their everyday needs for each of the family member because of absence of a decent job or having a less income that can support their needs. But the solution to stop the overpopulation and prevent the continuous increase of poverty rate in our country is RH Bill. One of the content of RH Bill is family planning that includes contraceptive methods. It can help to reduce the birth rate in a family that causes overpopulation. Contraceptive method can prevent the sperm cell of males and egg cell of females to meet because when the sperm and egg cell meet inside the reproductive organ of females, they will later develop as a baby inside the mother's womb. The word prevent is not synonymous for killing. The Catholic Church stand for using this method shows that using this method of preventing is a way of killing one's life. They say the sperm and egg cells are the victim of this method. For me, they doesn't have a life yet. They are only a part of humans' lives. So if they are saying that contraception can kill, those cells that I consider that all teenagers, young, adult or even some of the elderly males are killers. Because it is a nature or normal for the males to masturbate. And if the orgasm occur, the semen will ejaculate from the male's reproductive organ, and the one content of semen are millions of sperm cells, and in a matter of seconds, the sperm cell will die if they are exposed to air. So we kill millions of it, and killing is a mortal sin. Killing is one when the two cells are developed and form as fetus. then you terminate it and try to remove it from your womb. That is already killing, and it is called abortion. Through RH Bill, it can lessen the problems of the government with regards to the health of the Filipinos by preventing and spreading of AIDS in our country. It is very threatening that the numbers of Filipino who are positive with AIDS is increasing. The usual victim of this syndrome are teenagers. They are active in engaging with sex, maybe because of curiosity and lack of parents' guidance. Aside from AIDS, they will also acquire various of sexually transmitted disease and infection, but through RH Bill, those diseases will be prevented by using contraceptives. And education regarding sex, enough knowledge regarding this topic can lead to a healthier life and problem-free living.
Miss or Madam Senator Adarn.
Senate President, Presiding Officer, to my witty colleagues, to my worthy opponents, good morning. Our country, the Philippines, is now in state of conflict. A rift has been formed between our fellow countrymen and mature Catholics residing in this country. Our colleague is against the passing of the Reproductive Health Bill into law. It is our belief that reproductive health rise to many other problems more pernicious and pervasive than the problems we are facing now. In fact, the RH Bill is not what the country needs because the population is not the problem. Ang RH Bill will change the country's family and life-loving culture if enacted into law. It's the beginning of the end of the Philippines being a truly Catholic country, the family and life-loving culture if enacted into law. It's the beginning of the end of the Philippines being a truly Catholic country, the Catholic family and the Catholic principles. You can't build a culture of life, a civilization of love if you have at the heart of your government a commitment to abortion. Impossible, so we have to defeat it. Ms. Barameda, would you agree that corruption is the cause of our poverty and not population? If you do, then why not create a law that will combat corruption? What is the greatest resource of any country? It's people. The people is the greatest wealth that any country should protect and preserve. Many countries are seeing much success in terms of economic progress, but partly by destroying family. So what will their future be? Our country has a bright future because she has great people. And as long as the Philippines forms people, preserves marriages, preserves family, she can ultimately have great future because she has great people. We are for population management and development, and we too dream of progress. However, genuine progress can never achieve until the government invests genuinely in our people. Our population is an asset. The government must treat it as an asset. Entrepreneurship, improved standards of education, rural development, expansion of opportunities for employment, cultivation of our arts and culture, conduct scientific research and development. This constitutes genuine investment in our people. This is the way to secure our future. There is a dire need to provide quality education and opportunities for employment. Massive spending by the government for contraception and mandatory sex education in all schools pose greater risk of aggravating the decline of our demographics, of eroding our values, and of reshaping our society after the designs of foreign intervention. There is no warrant against this. This is a gamble of our future. We are for responsible parenthood, and we too desire to see every Filipino family free from the pangs of poverty. However, to spend for a measure to fiddle with demographics is a gross misallocation of scarce resources. There is a dire need to strengthen Filipino marriages, uphold the most defenseless person, the unborn, and use government resources on poverty alleviation, not on contraception, all of which the RH Bill does not promote. The bill directly attacks values central to the Filipino family, and specifically to womanhood. Catholic youth, women, and children have values which they uphold, such as purity, holiness, and chastity. But it will be ruined and disrespected if the RH Bill will be passed. Let us stand together and demand that the RH Bill be laid to rest once and for all. The bill must not be passed, not just because it is uneconomic, not just because it is unhelpful, not just because it is impracticable, not just because it is flawed, but most importantly, because it divides our people. A nation divided is easily conquered. Indeed, we face the threat of being conquered by the motives of larger, more powerful nations who dangle the promise of aid and support in exchange for the shifting of our mindsets.
the erosion of our values, and the degradation of our values as Filipino families and individuals against these. We must stand as one and united. Based on the economic and demographic aspects of the reproductive health bill, thank you.
My dear countrymen and my dear colleagues, we already heard the sponsorship speech and daughtership speech of Mr. Dasco and Miss Barabeda. Now, it is now time for interpolation about the said bill. May I ask the distinguished senator from Laguna to please rise and answer the questions of her fellow senators.
The average gross domestic product growth rate from 2001 to 2011 is about 4.3%. If one takes the 2.0% population growth rate, in real terms, the country only effectively grew by a tiny 2.2% per annum. That will keep us forever in a third world category. The lack of information, especially for the unlettered poor, and the deficiency in the appropriate equipment, tools, and personnel to slow down population growth are contributory to this negative state of affairs. Second, the reproductive health of women comes in a second reason. Lack of education and lack of access to preventive tools cause unwanted pregnancies nationwide, resulted in 500,000 abortions a year. Because of poverty engulfing both mother and child, out of 1,000 births and 162 babies died at childbirth and 33 others died before the age of 5. The RH bill rightfully aims for the protection of both. The RH bill seeks to mandate local government units to provide information, mobile equipment, and train enough personnel accessible especially to the poor woman folk. Third, it is a sad fact that Republic of the Philippines is among only 7 nations in the world today where the prevalence of HIV/AIDS is on the rise, not on the wane. At the current rate of incidence, the 11,000 in year 2008 cases is expected to rise to 42,000 in year 2015. The RH bill aims to provide education to medicate the ill effects or reckless sex leading to AIDS, transferring for the woman to provide for the man to woman, but ultimately to the child produced from the sexual union. The bill therefore aims to reduce the number of mortality of men and women due to STD and the number of newborn children afflicted with the disease. That's all. Thank you.
Senator from Makati, Ms. Paltado, are you now ready for your interpolation?
Evidently, in countries that vigorously promotes condom in Thailand, India, and Africa, the cases of AIDS did not decrease, rather it doubled. Then why promote condom even if it is not effective?
May I ask the author of the bill to answer the question?
Okay. I request the distinguished fellow senator from Makati.
As you said, we promote the use of condom. First of all, we do not promote the use of condom. We promote the good and valuable use of condom. Because if we do not know how to use a condom that much, you may have used it wrongly. That means it will lead into miscontinuity or the unwanted pregnancies that we are talking about. But we do not promote the use of condom. Thank you.
Pag pinasaba tong RH bill, mababawasan yung population.
Of course, it will eventually lessen the population in the Philippines because condom has 2 mechanisms. Mechanisms of condoms are, well, first, it prevents the sperm cell from the fertilization to meet the egg cell. So, kung gagamit tayo ng condom sa pagtatalik, hindi na mape-prevent natin yung unwanted pregnancies. At kung tayo ay merong right education, right values about sa paggamit ng condom, siguro hindi tayo mamimislead sa paggamit ng mga contraceptives. At isa pa, ang condoms ay isang hindi abortifacients.
Okay.
Why prosecute health professionals in Section 21 of the said bill if they refuse to educate or perform artificial contraceptive measures?
The RH bill would cause much higher prices of commodities and healthcare products in the Philippines because of the fact that business and hospitals would be compelled to offset the RH care expenses that they are going to pay for their workers. This bill is not good for everybody as it would create a wave of economic regulations and controls. This might also cause the government to issue price and controls and the regulation edicts to prevent companies and even hospitals from raising the prices of their products and services. Value education, not sex education. According to the latest news, the budget intended for RH bill is 731 million. Instead of spending part of this and for artificial contraception, why not spend it to feed the street children and provide them with decent home and education?
Para sa akin, kung yung budget na yon ibibigay para pakainin yung mga street children, parang temporary na solution lang yon. Hindi katulad na pag ginamit yung mga contraceptives, parang may iwasan na yung patuloy na pagdami ng mga bata na nahihirapan. At mare-reduce na rin yung mga batang hindi nasusuportahan ng mabuti ng mga magulang nila.
You mentioned a while ago about contraceptive pills. Then, if the reproductive health bill is for health, why promote oral contraceptive pills when it's known for causing breast and cervical cancer? Because according to my research, the contraceptive pills is known for causing breast and cervical cancer.
Reduce cancer deaths. Delaying sex. Avoiding multiple partners or using condoms prevent genital warts of HPV infections that cause cervical cancers. Self-breast exams and pap smears can detect early signs of cancers, which can cure if treated early. All these are part of RH education and care. Contraceptives do not heighten cancer risk. Combined pills actually reduce the risk of endometrial and ovarian cancers.
At paano magiging epektibo ang RH bill kung marami sa atin ang hindi sang-ayon dito?
Tayo nagdidebate ngayon para hikayatin ng mga taong sumang-ayon sa amin. Kasi ang RH bill, hindi siya anti-life. Pinipigilan nga nito ang abortion. Yung contraceptives is yung way para mapigilan yung paglaki ng population natin.
Hindi nyo ba makatao at makatarungan kung ipapasa natin ang RH?
Senate Bill number 2865, or also known as Reproductive Health Bill, aims to uphold and promote respect for life, informed choice, birth spacing, and responsible parenthood in conformity with internationally recognized human rights standards. RH bill is pro-life. It is against abortion. It is not about just giving out condoms to everyone. RH bill seeks to provide solutions to poverty. RH bill is about educating Filipino children to prevent unwanted pregnancy due to curiosity. Therefore, this bill would help not only a family who wants to have a better life for their children, but also a government that what only wants is to uplift the lives of their people. Because we believe that good governance goes hand in hand with a bill that promotes a healthy living that leads to a better future. Thank you.
Losadas, Madam Senator Losadas, where are you? So you now have the floor.
Hindi kami sang-ayon patupad ang RHB dahil hindi makatarungan sa mga kawa-awang mga bata kapag sinatupad ang ganong batas. Kailangan maging responsable tayo sa bawat gagawin natin dahil sa patupad tayo.
Those who are in favor of the said bill, please raise your right hand. Madam Secretary, please count. How many members are pro this bill, to RH bill?
There are 12.
12 senators. Okay. Who are in favor of, okay. Sorry, for those senators who are against the said bill, please raise your right hand. How many, Mr. Madam Secretary?
There are 11.
There are 11 votes. So 12 plus 11.
Sir,
I will now register my vote. I'll vote for the said measure.